What is up guys, it's your boy Soul. I'm here, back with another Classic WoW video for Season of Discovery, and I'm just gonna say, so far, Phase 7 is looking absolutely insane. We have a brand new, data mine zone, or I guess basically a raid that I'm guessing is for Phase 8, because based on the PTR so far, I can't really see this being Phase 7 content with us having Noxramas and Karasan Crypt, but either way, there's been data mined versions of a Scarlet Enclave, which in itself, it's data mined to be a raid as well, that's already out there. We already know that pretty much, and it looks to be Phase 8 content, or later Phase 7 content. But in addition to that, we also have a a data mined version of Lich King making an appearance at some point in Season of Discovery, and when thinking about it logically, that would make sense in Phase 7 in Naxxramas. Both of the last two bosses in Naxxramas has a tie to the Lich King, so defeating the Lich King makes a lot of sense, or maybe not defeating, but actually having an encounter with the Lich King makes a lot of sense, and Phase 7 looks to be the time to do exactly that. Now, with the Scarlet Enclave, we also have a couple of brand new items here that has been data mined in Phase 7, so maybe you could start working on a quest chain to unlock the Scarlet Enclave in Phase 7. So first of all, we have the Orders from the High General is a quest item, we have a Tabard of the Scarlet Enclave, we have a brand new weapon called Blade of Inquisition. It's a two-handed sword with strength, agility, stamina and intellect, and it even gives you a chance on hit to increase your strength by 250 and also give you movement speed. Also reduces the chance for your attacks to be dodged or parried by 1%. In Classic WoW, that is quite a lot, and also 2% crit. It's a very good two-handed sword in general. We also have a desecrated ring that doesn't look to do anything so far, but might be part of a questline, or maybe you hand it in for a Phase 8 ring. Because in Phase 7, we have some pretty insane items, and let's just talk about that real quick here. Before that though, I do just want to say that I've gotten my hands on some of the logs based on PTR so far, and they are looking juicy. Like Phase 7, you can see numbers that we haven't seen in Classic WoW pretty much ever. So take a look at this. This is Phase 7 simulated DPS based on a 2-minute patchwork fight. Now, this image might not be the clearest one, but either way, let me just highlight this. It's basically the majority of people are sitting at about 30,000 DPS. I want to say the average DPS here, I mean, you can see the red one, it's about 32,000. That is the average across all specs. Now, some specs go all the way down to 25,000 here, and then you have mages sitting on 70,000 DPS as fire, and then as frost we're on 60,000 DPS, so you can see mages are absolutely popping off. This could be a bug. There are quite a few things double or even triple dipping here when it comes to DPS, and I would not be surprised if numbers are changed quite a bit when we start doing actual Noxramas testing, or when Phase 7 comes out. We could have some hot fixes in the first week, because these are currently the DPS simulations on a 2-minute fight, and in the Season of Discovery, I think 2-minute fights sounds about right. It depends on the difficulty you're doing, of course, you can do the regular difficulty, or increase the difficulty of the raid. Either way, just based on this, those numbers are Cataclysm numbers in Classic WoW, vanilla. That's insane. Now, let's take a look at some of the things that are coming in Phase 7, and if you want to go into Phase 7 completely blind, I'm just going to give a huge spoiler alert right here, so if you want to once again go into Phase 7, not knowing anything, or knowing as little as possible, and then experiencing everything on your own, now is the time to click away, even though the time was pretty much not to click on the video in any way, because we're talking about Phase 7, and we're talking about some data mining here. So, here we go. A couple of new and changed Noxramas and Karasan Crypt items, and I'm not going to go through everything here, but I just want to highlight how insane some of these items are compared to what they were like in Classic WoW. So, for example, you have this one, the Master's Cowl. You can see this is a leather headpiece, and it's basically for rested druids, or boomkins, and you can see here, increases the damage and healing done by magical spells and effects by up to 59. That is a lot, and if you see at the green text here, this used to be 25. It is now 59, more than double. And over here as well, for example, the Rattle Chain Helm, this one gives you 100 attack power. 100 attack power. It used to be 44. Once again, more than double. And the same thing goes for many items, they're literally just doubling almost everything. Some items are like less than double because they also have certain stats on them, but many items literally give you double now of what they used to. And then you have Crypt Keepers, which used to give you both like only healing, and now gives you both healing and the damage done. So over here, for example, this one, healing done by 53, and up to 18 additional damage, and also has critical strike. Many items are just way better now than they used to be. Now let's take a look at some blue posts that were posted somewhat recently. So first of all, we have Naxxramas testing happening very soon. We want to inform that we do plan to have another round of Naxxramas PTR testing, and we're targeting mid next week, around January 29th, to open the raid again, likely letting it stay up through the weekend of January 31st. So that one is coming up very soon here, so you can go out and try it out for yourself. The primary focus of this next test is to review some changes we plan to make to the military quarter, which includes, but likely are not limited to, the following. We will be adding a mechanism to the Instructor Rasuvius encounter that makes it a bit friendlier to raid groups that don't have multiple priests. Very good change. We will be adjusting the 4 Horsemen encounter mechanics to be friendlier to smaller groups or groups with fewer than 4 or 8 tanks. Once again, very good change. We plan to fix a bug with the orders mechanic in the military quarter that was causing it to affect more than 3 players per raid group at a time. Also, we additionally plan to add additional direct benefits for successfully completing the military wing mechanic when it occurs. Then we also have something called the Sanctified gear. For anyone who wants to play Phase 7 or you want to know more about Phase 7, this is basically the primary gear you want to care about in Phase 7. There's also a trinket attached to this that we'll be talking more about in just a little bit. We have iterated on the Sanctified gear system based on our internal observations and the excellent feedback provided by players, and here's a look at what we are changing. We are capping the number of Sanctified pieces that will contribute to the power bonuses to 8 pieces, and this used to be 12. We felt that this would allow more build diversity and encourage you to mix and match additional set pieces, and not have worry about losing out on the massive power you would gain from those additional 4 pieces. The power gained per piece of Sanctified armor has been increased to compensate for the adjustments above. Then you have the Seal of Dawn trinket line that provides the bonus inside of Naxxramas will now also count as a Sanctified item. The Undead Slaying sets will now provide a bonus of +2 to your current Sanctified, down from 3 for wearing the set. This means if you wear 3 pieces of Undead Slaying set and your trinket, that takes care of 6 out of 8 of your Sanctified items. Then we have Seal of the Dawn progression clarifications, and this is basically the trinket that you will have. We will also want to provide some clarity on the upgrades for the Seal of the Dawn trinket line, and alleviate some of the concerns we are hearing when it comes to grinding and alt. So below is an explanation of the system. Number 1, killing bosses inside of Naxxramas will drop Remnants of Valor, which can be looted by every player in the raid, and are used to upgrade the trinket. So Remnant of Valor is the brand new currency. If you played TBC, for example, it's the emblem currency. If you played Wrath, it's also the emblem currency, like Emblems of Valor. But in this case, these Remnants of Valor are used to upgrade that one trinket that you have. It takes more Remnants of Valor to upgrade a trinket for every single rank, so from rank 1 to rank 2, it might cost 50, and then rank 2 to rank 3 might cost 100. In the example they give, it takes more to go from rank 9 to 10 than from rank 4 to rank 5. Bosses killed on higher difficulty provides more Remnants of Valor, so once again you have an incentive here to do higher difficulties of the bosses to get more remnants. There is a quest outside of Naxxramas that can be done repeatedly with no limit on it to gain Remnants of Valor. This quest will provide a small number of remnants, but will increase the amount it gives every few weeks, allowing players to catch up faster if they miss weeks or start late. That is very good, like allowing catch-ups and having an actual catch-up system in the game. That way you don't feel left out or permanently behind. Very good as well. The trinket upgrades are gated, and you cannot progress past a certain rank of the trinket until a certain week has passed. Example given, you can farm 1000 Remnants of Valor, but you can only spend 450, example number here, of them and upgrade your trinket from rank 1 to rank 2, and can not upgrade the trinket again until week 2. Example week, final cadence is to be decided, of Naxxramas has passed. This cap on the trinket is global and not personalized for that character, so if you're on an alt or player that comes into Naxxramas near the end of the phase, if the global trinket cap rank is 9, you can work on the repeatable quest with its increased rate of remnants at that point in the game, and go all the way from rank 1 to rank 9 in a single week. Now lastly here, Remnants of Valor are bind on account and can be traded to your alt characters, so if you find yourself with more Remnants of Valor than you need on your main and you have already capped your trinkets for that week, you can send them to your alt, so even if you don't actively play your alt, you can still upgrade your alt trinkets, or maybe when your main is even capped on the trinket upgrades and you still get Remnants of Valor, you can simply send those remnants to your alts and work on your alt trinkets even faster. Very good change, and I personally love this. Now, what exactly is this trinket? So first of all, this is basically the trinket you will have, and let me scroll quite far down here. So here you can see a rank, actually this one, rank 2. Yeah, so like rank 2 here as well, initiates Seal of the Dawn. This is the trinket you'll be working on. Unlock your potential while inside of Naxxramas, increasing your damage and health by a certain number. And this is for each piece of Sanctified armor that you have equipped. So here, for example, this is rank 2, and this increases your damage and healing, or damage and health, I mean, by 4.38%, which means you will be dealing 4.38% more damage, and you will have 4.38% more health for every piece of Sanctified armor that you personally have equipped. Once again, this can be up to 8. As you can see here, your total number of Sanctified armor pieces cannot exceed 8, so you can have 8 of them and get basically a 40% or close to 50% damage increase, like 44% or something like that. Like what would this be? Like about 40% actually, so close to 40% damage increase on this. That's pretty insane. 35? I suck at math. Either way, like around 35. So that is the rank 2 version of the trinket, once again rank 2 right here, and that is 4.38, and if we scroll up to this one, for example, rank 8, you can see it's now 10% instead of the old number, so 10% for every single piece, and actually 10% was just a threat, like damage is 32.5, so once again rank 2 was 4.3%, rank 8 is 32.50%. For every single piece. That is about a 210% or even more as well. I don't know, like 250% DPS increase just from that alone, and will also increase your health by a massive amount, allowing you to survive more mechanics. Like, to me, this looks absolutely insane, but it's also a way to make sure that your characters get stronger every single week. Even if you get really unlucky on the raid loot, you will still feel like you get stronger every single week, and you now have an incentive to raid, because once again, this trinket, right here, is being upgraded from Remnants, and as you can see here, bosses killed inside of Naxxramas will drop these Remnants, and the higher difficulty you do, the more Remnants you will get. Once again, if you do reach the cap, but you can't spend them all, you can simply raid on your main, send the remnants to your alt, and upgrade your alt trinket as well. So, I don't know about you guys, but to me, Phase 7 is looking absolutely insane, and as someone who's playing this game very casually right now, just like playing a couple of days every single week, logging in and having fun, it seems like a very good time to come back. Like, I haven't actually played Season of Discovery that much since Phase 4. I have been logging in every now and then just to like experience the phase a little bit, doing some quest chains, and I have even tried to raid a little bit as well in pugs, but for the most part I haven't really played since Phase 4. Or was Phase 4 when Molten Core came out? Either way, I raided Molten Core and haven't really been doing much since, especially on the raiding scene, but when Naxxramas comes out with a brand new version we have as well, I think it's time to maybe start stepping foot back inside and play Season of Discovery and maybe raid a bit in some pugs and see what that's like. Either way, that's it for now. Like, let me know your thoughts on Phase 7 in the comments down below. Like, to me, Phase 7 looks like a really good time. and looks insane. So once again, let me know your thoughts in the comments, leave a like if you enjoyed the video, and thank you for watching. I really do appreciate it, and I'll see you again in the next video very soon.